Anyways, probable cause. Let's talk about probable cause. Probable cause requires facts or evidence sufficient to warrant a person of reasonable caution in the belief that a crime has been, is being, or is about to be committed. Kind of sounds like reasonable articulable suspicion, but they're saying that it's a higher standard. It's a higher threshold than reasonable suspicion. It requires a reasonable belief supported by more substantial facts that a crime has occurred or is occurring. Legal justification. Police can arrest an individual if they have probable cause to believe a person has committed a crime. So if you got a smoking gun in your hand and there's a dude on the ground with a bunch of holes in him, that's probable cause to make an arrest for probably murder or attempted murder, depending on whether the guy's still breathing. Now, search warrants. Judges can only issue warrants based upon probable cause, okay? Allowing police to search a location for evidence of a crime, right? So seizure of evidence. Officers can only seize evidence when there's probable cause to believe that evidence is connected to a crime. So if I've got a gun in my hand and there's still smoke coming out of the barrel and there's a dude on the ground with steamy ventilated holes in him, that's probably good enough to seize that gun and use it for evidence. And now, if the same officer from the RAS example sees a person break into a car or finds in their possession something that matches a recent car burglary or reports, this could elevate the situation to probable cause for an arrest. The key differences are the threshold. RAS requires less evidence than probable cause. It's about what they might reasonably lead to a crime, whereas probable cause is about what likely has or will lead to a crime. To me, it's still confusing. Honestly, I'm a lawyer and I'm more confused by reading these definitions than I was before I did. Give me a bunch of ones if you agree. I think the police have way too much wiggle room, and that's the problem. Action allowed, especially with juries. They're so pro-cop and pro-law enforcement and pro-government nowadays, because typically the people on your jury are going to be like, postal workers or people with government jobs, because they're the only ones who can afford it. Because, you taxpayers make sure that they get covered for jury duty, while people with businesses trying to support their families, they don't get it. So it's almost stacked against you. You're going to get some government employee on that jury and they're going to find against you. Give me a bunch of ones if you know what I'm talking about. That's what I see as a lawyer anyways. It's terrifying to me. That's why I always say, keep that case away from the black robe taskmaster. Hire a lawyer like me who front loads the case and builds your defenses to where the prosecutor is like, man, I do not want to go up against Eli